Yeah.
This is what Team News and Ticks has had to report. I spoke to my main source who told me that there's truth to it, but no deal has been done and the club are trying to keep the name under wraps. I'm told not many know the identity of the player, and it's made even more difficult by being a player who wasn't on Arsenal's initial shortlist or even discussed in detail prior to the season ending. Wow, I'm already excited by that. Now, as you can see, because we have Kimmich there. Now, if it's someone that has not been on the list and someone who's secret, he might not be Kimmich, but that's probably the first option from, as a German international, because we've had murmurs about Kimmich to Arsenal, but it's not really a secret. Real Madrid one team, Barcelona one team, all those other teams one team, Man City and all that. But let's talk about Kimmich first. Would you be over the moon if Kimmich was the player that we're signing, and that is a German player that you're signing?
Yeah, I've already said before that he wins Arsenal the league, and I will not change my mind, and I will not change my mind on Joshua Kimmich. I think he is the player Arsenal are missing in that midfield with his consistency, with his experience, with his winning mentality. He is the leader Arsenal miss in that midfield for us to go and, dominate Europe and win things that no one even thought Arsenal would win when we brought in Mikel Arteta. So for me, he would be my priority in this window, and he would be the signing that would make me the happiest man on earth if Arsenal got him. So the thing for me with Kimmich is, when I look at that profile, yes, there are some parts that don't actually, fit Kimmich. I don't think it's a hidden agenda that Arsenal have interest in Kimmich. I don't think it's a hidden agenda that Kimmich really considers Arsenal as one of the destinations he would love to play for. But when you think about the other parts, I mean, Kimmich is 100% leaving Bayern this summer or next summer. That has been confirmed. He's not signing a new deal. Arsenal 100% need the number 6, and they are very confident they're going to get one. So Kimmich could be the one. I'm not saying he can't be the one. I'm saying he could be the one, but I think it's too obvious. If it was Kimmich, it would be too obvious. Man City would be there. Madrid would be there. And I think Fabrizio, at some point in time, would know if Madrid wanted him and they were rejected, if Man City wanted him and they were rejected. So I think the amount of news on a player like Joshua Kimmich and the profile of the player would attract a lot of media outlets. So maybe that is the reason why I would say maybe it's not Kimmich. But if we got Kimmich, if that player is Kimmich, trust me, guys, this is a title decider. This would be the way Manchester City had Ilkay Gundogan. I could see Kimmich like that kind of player.
I definitely agree. I don't think it's easy to keep someone like a Kimmich secret. And since Tinis and Tix have said that it's a player, I'm told not too many people know the identity on the player. Now, from that, do you think people heard about that and then people started a few rumors about Kimmich? Do you think that's where maybe the news about Kimmich came from? Because people had maybe before that Arsenal actually want a player from Germany. Do you think that's where the rumors came from?
No, I think the Kimmich rumors started when the Bayern project was uncertain and Thomas Tuchel was going to leave, and the player was not in agreement with the manager, and he said, I want to know which manager is coming in before I can commit my future to Bayern Munich as a club. When they brought in Vicente Kompany, 100% he said, I am going to be leaving Bayern. If I don't leave on a free next summer, I'm going to have to be sold. Otherwise, I'm not renewing I'm not saying a new deal in 2025. So I think that's where the rumors started. Where is Kimmich going to go? It started with Florian Plettenberg before even Arsenal were linked to a mystery player. And then after some time, Florian Plettenberg says he considers only 5 teams at the top level: Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, Madrid, and then Barcelona. So I think with Joshua Kimmich, whether Arsenal had a mystery player or not, he was always there. And I also know that Arsenal really scout the market very well. It would be a disappointment if a player like Kimmich was available. He would consider Arsenal, and Arsenal just didn't know that he was available, and Arsenal just didn't know that this guy would be, one of the bargains of the summer. It would be kind of a total disgrace. And I think the way we work these days with transfers and with deals, it's that Arsenal almost know the contract situation of each and every potential target that we are going to be, trying to sign. So I think, no, Kimmich is not linked to Arsenal because of the mystery player. He's linked with Arsenal because of his contract situation. And I think Arsenal know about it, and they would also look at him as a perfect replacement for Thomas Partey.
That makes sense. Now, with that said, for me, I'd say Kimmich is a separate target from the secret player. Now, out of 10, how many would you say out of 10 is Kimmich that player, like that secret player?
I would say 4. You'd go 4. I would go with a 3 out of 10. Like I said, there is a lot of media attention on Joshua Kimmich. Like, he's been on top of his game. He's one of those players that have been consistently on top of their game for 7 years consecutively, or even 6 years consecutively, just on top of their game. So if he's going to leave Bayern, definitely Bild will want to know where he's going to go. Gazeta will want to know where he's going to go. The Athletic as well, and Sky Germany will also want to know where he's going to go. So I don't think a club like Arsenal have him on their radar, and media outlets don't know. However, there is a point that Arsenal didn't have him on their shortlist before the end of the season. So that could be because of the contract situation, and probably with German players, when they're playing for Bayern, the priority is for them to stay. So it was revealed that Kimmich is going to leave. That was towards the beginning of the transfer window, not before the end of the season. So probably Arsenal get to know that the contract of the player is going to run down and he's not going to renew. And Arsenal okay, this is a wonderful opportunity, because prior to the end of the season, Arsenal linked to Onana, Arsenal are linked to Guimaraes, Arsenal are linked to I think a couple of other players, in the 6, and most of them are Premier League bound, right? Yeah. But when you think about the Kimmich story breaking the scene around June, confirming that he's not going to stay, confirming that he's going to leave Bayern, then that actually brings in the element of, did Arsenal not know about his contract situation maybe, or did they not believe that he was not going to sign a new deal, and that could have changed their mind, maybe. So if he was not in Arsenal's shortlist, at first, then there's a possibility that people don't know about him, right? Because, unlike the past summers, we have not really received a good shortlist of players that Arsenal are targeting this summer. People said Olise, we were never in for Olise. People said for Zexi, we were never in for Zexi. So I think the Arsenal shortlist this summer is very, very close to Edu and Mikel Arteta's chests, and Kimmich could be on that shortlist, and people don't know. People just don't know.
Now, something we all agree on is that if Kimmich is the player, we'd absolutely be happy with it. Now, let's assume Kimmich is not the player, because it's not really a secret, and we've been told that this is a player that not many people know about. Now, I'll ask you for your top 3 players that you think could be the secret, but let's bring up these players on screen first, as a lot of people are speculating it could be any of them. Now, we all know these players. On the left side is Vats, Bundesliga player of the season, incredible in terms of assists. He's already scored a very good goal at the Euro so far. He started the first couple of games, but you think he's been on the bench for the last couple. Very, very good player. We had a bit of talk about Musiala at the beginning of the transfer window, but it would be very hard to get, especially when you're speaking about Euro taxes, because you like saying Musiala would probably triple after the kind of performances he's had in the Euros, but very difficult one to get. Sane, connection with Arteta from Man City. I don't know. Could he be the player? Looks like he's not starting the Germany games. Bayern Munich, a couple of poor performances. He's been benched a few times here and there. And Kimmich as well on the right side. Now, from these 4 players, Kozi, I'll ask you for your top 3 later, but let's say it's not Kimmich. Now, Vats.